Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Malcolm and I'm back for another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about season 2 episode 1 of Blue Lock. Let's get into it. Also, I do want to give you guys an update. If you have been looking for my Tower of God videos, you probably realized I haven't dropped one in about 2 weeks, and the reason for that is, as much as I love Tower of God, as much as I'm going to keep watching Tower of God, as much as I'm going to keep talking about Tower of God on the podcast, I don't think I'm going to continue to make my weekly Tower of God videos because I'm going to be replacing them with Blue Lock and maybe even potentially Bleach. I haven't decided yet. Bleach is going crazy right now. But for the time being, I am going to be doing Blue Lock content instead of the Tower of God content and my normal review rankings and all that content. So that's not going anywhere. But yeah, I'm sorry for the Tower of God fans. I have failed you. And make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that noti bell so you don't miss any more videos. If you are a Blue Lock fan, you're not gonna want to miss them. Without further ado, let's get into a review of this episode. The point of this video is going to be to kind of break down, explain, and slow down a lot of the big points in the episode. If you watch Blue Lock, you know a lot of the things kind of come pretty fast at you and can be a little bit complicated. So I'm going to break them down to make them easier to understand, give my opinion, and look a little bit deeper into things that they didn't go that deep into. So if you watched it and you're still a little confused, then this is probably the video for you. First and foremost, I want to start at the beginning of the episode and with the point that everybody has been making online that has been making me so mad. Everybody who loved Blue Lock last season is already shitting on this new season because of the first scene between Sei and Rin Itoshi. Everyone's getting so mad saying,
the quality drop, the animation is bad, this, that, it looks so terrible, it doesn't look like we're used to, blah, blah, blah.
First off, it doesn't look that much different than season 1. And secondly, why would they blow all their animation budget on this first 2-minute battle between brothers that was really just trying to show us a little bit of their backstory? Why would they use their animation budget for that? And it doesn't even look that bad. It looks perfectly fine and y'all are just being over dramatic. I liked it, and I was so surprised when I got online and everybody was like, oh my God, this season of Blue Lock is gonna be trash because of this, blah, blah. Bro, y'all need to chill out. This shit is still gonna be fire. And that's not me saying that maybe the animation won't be bad later on this season. Maybe it will. I don't fucking know, but neither do you. So the next big event in the episode was finding out who the top 6 were. Out of these top 6, one of these people I expected to be in there. Everybody else took me completely by surprise. First place being Rin Itoshi. I expected as much. His brother Sei Itoshi, the absolute GOAT. We've seen how goated he is throughout all of Blue Lock. He is literally a more refined version of Isagi. Bro is the GOAT, makes perfect sense. Second place being Shido, the guy who knocked out Kunigami. Shocked the hell out of me. Like, obviously I knew he was good, but I just thought he was a loose cannon, demon, tweak, turn up type of dude. I didn't know he was lit enough to 1, score against the world's 5, and 2, just have good enough skills to make it in the second place position. The next closest person to Rin Itoshi is this guy. Then we got Karasu, the dude who kind of looked like a bird. We don't know him. Otoya, the dude with like the green streak through his hair. We don't know him either. And Yukimiya's in the 5 spot. I actually feel like I'm gonna like him. He seems like the charming, intelligent type of character, which are normally characters that I rock with in anime. So I feel like he's probably gonna be my favorite out of these 6, not including Itoshi. Oh, and the next person, Nagi. Now, I knew Nagi was good. I knew he was absolutely goated. I didn't know he was top 6 goated. Out of the 35 people in Blue Lock, this man is in the top 6 best. Shout out my boy. So as we know, those top 6 are absolutely goated. They're the best of the best in Blue Lock. But I'm glad Yukimiya asked the question, why are they the best? What was the criteria? Because I had no idea why. I just knew they were all GOATs, but I didn't know what made one better than the other. And this is very important. Ego said what went into the decision making was total goals in the first selection. And just so we're clear, first selection was like back in the Team Z days. The other thing that went into it was evaluations by the World's 5. So basically just them saying like, yo, I think this dude has potential. This dude's good at this, blah, blah, blah. Obviously we get that part. And 3, Ego's arbitrary decision making, which perfectly fine by me. I'm rocking with it. But what finding out this criteria shows us is that all of these things are external. So obviously we know that Isagi doesn't even belong in the top 6, but a lot of those skills and abilities that he has they're not externally looked at. All of Isugi's best abilities can't really be seen easily from an external view. So the World's 5 wouldn't really be able to see the way that Isugi is able to use other players. He doesn't score that many goals, things of the sort. So that would kind of show why he is a little bit lower in the ranking. Also, same with like Nico. I would assume Nico has a similar playstyle to Isugi, so that's why they wouldn't be in the top 6. Well, there are a billion reasons why they're not in the top 6, but those are some of the biggest ones. Now, here's where the episode started to get a little fast, and I can understand if you got confused because I did. I had to watch it 2 times, but I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown of what the team choice part of this whole thing is. Out of the top 6 players, Ego turned those into 3 teams with 2 of the best players on there. Basically, the remaining 29 players in Blue Lock get to choose which one of these players that they want to play with. So once they choose who they're going to play with, Ego is going to make up a team of 5, adding 3 of those chosen players to the original 2 in the top 6. Each unique team will play 1 game against another one of those unique teams. So each one of those 29 players only gets 1 opportunity to play, and all of the top 6 will play, I don't know the math, but more than 1 time. But the exception to that is Mr. Bachira Meguru. He actually gets to play 2 times because the teams would end up uneven because 29 isn't directly divisible. So he has to play 2 times to keep the teams even. And because he is the 7th overall rated player in Blue Lock, which is insane, he gets that privilege. I was so shocked to find out that Bachira was number 7. Obviously, we know Bachira is a really, really good player. We've heard a bunch of different people say it. Itoshi's team said it. Team Z said it. Everyone knows how good Bachira is, but to see that he is 7th overall is crazy and so fucking awesome because Bachira is he's one of my favorite characters in the show. Now, the reason these teams are being made is to choose the team that's going to go up against the U20 League. So what each player is trying to show off in each game is assertion and coexistence. So basically what they want to do is fit in with those top 6 in a way that overall boosts the entire team while also trying to overthrow them at the same time. And when you think about it, that is almost impossible to do well. How am I supposed to work well with the teammate while also trying to steal all their shine? The whole goal here is I need to be great and work together and synergize while also showing myself off more than they can show themselves off. But as we know, Blue Lock is a crazy, insane, magical place. So when this works, it is going to create the greatest soccer team of all time. It is going to be a team of players who are all thirsty for the win and hungry to show themselves off while also still working together and going crazy. I honestly cannot think of a way to build a better team. The level of aggression that they're gonna have is gonna be something that no U20 team is gonna be prepared for. Even the defensive players are gonna be playing offense. So after that, we get a scene of the old Team Z kind of sitting together, reminiscing, talking about everybody who's gone. Kuon, that loser who traded the whole team, he's gone. The Womanizer is gone. Naruhaya is gone. But they're also talking about how my boy Kunigami is gone, which first off, hurts my heart because he was one of my favorite players on Team Z and just one of my favorite players in Blue Lock in general. But I do have a prediction, and if you read the manga, do not spoil me. But I've said this many times on my podcast, I don't think Kunigami is actually gone. He was too big and important of a player for him to just be gone forever. Obviously, he's gonna be gone from Blue Lock. I don't see him coming back to the Blue Lock at all, but I do think somehow he's going to be on that U20 team. Even though Ego said, if you lose in Blue Lock, you'll never touch a professional soccer league, blah, blah, blah. I think that Kunigami is a big enough, important enough character to where we will see him again, and in that U20 match, he is going to be on that team. I also think that white hair guy from season 1, episode 1, the guy who Isugi hit in the face with the ball to get him out in tag, I think he's gonna be there as well. I know that Sei Itoshi is gonna be there, and the guy that we saw at the end, the team captain, he's obviously gonna be there. So there's only one, well, there's gonna be way more than one character that we don't know, but that's 4 characters that we've seen before that are gonna be in this game. After that, we get a scene of the top 6 all kicking it together, and Shiro walks into the room and tries to take Rin's head off. And this is the second time I've seen him just attack someone out of nowhere, just straight go for the kill shot. Like, if this is how you giving it up when we not on the field, what the hell does he do when they're actually out there playing? Like, he is going to get someone extremely hurt. You know what? I actually have a prediction. I'll make this prediction right now. I think that during the U20 game, Shido is going to end up getting a red card and getting kicked out of the game. That's my guess. I think that that's going to happen. But while Shido and Rin are fighting, Ego comes up on the screen and basically tells them, yo, these are the greatest attack patterns that I could come up with. The rest is up to you guys to synergize and create moves that you couldn't do by yourself. Obviously, they're the top 6, so they're going to be able to come up with some really awesome stuff. But I'm really excited for Rin and Shido and Nagi and Yukimiya, because we already know what Nagi can do. We know Nagi's abilities are top of the line. And when Isagi was able to use Nagi and put him in different positions to where he could use his powers to the best of their ability, he is able to really shine and really go crazy. Yukimiya seems like the smart type of character, maybe just because he got glasses, but he seems like the type of guy that's going to be able to evaluate what Nagi can do and be able to use him very efficiently as a sword, the same way that Isagi used Nagi and the same way that Reo used Nagi. But I'm really excited for Rin and Shido, because like I said earlier in this review, Rin is just a more skilled version of Isagi. He has very similar abilities to what Isagi can do. So how Isagi can see the whole field and know how to use all of the players and move them like chess pieces, Rin can do the same thing. So if Rin is going to be able to not only be a sword himself, but use Shido as a second sword, they're going to be unbeatable. Now, I don't know if that's going to be able to happen because Shido is crazy and has an insane ego, and he might not let himself get used as a sword. But if Rin can use Shido the same way that Isagi was able to use Barou, those about to be some demons out on that field. I'm talking unbeatable. That's the type of combination that might even be able to beat, say, Itoshi. The next thing I want to talk about is when Barou and Isagi are meeting when they're getting ready for bed or whatever. And Barou is basically mad at Isagi because he's not in the top 6, and he's asking him why he isn't in the top 6. This conversation is really, really interesting because of perspective. As we talked about earlier, the way that the top 6 were decided were overall goals in the first selection, recommendations from the World 5, and Ego's arbitrary whatever. But the thing about Isagi is where he really shines and where his real weapons and abilities aren't easily recognizable unless you've been on the receiving end of it. So Barou obviously knows how good Isagi is, what he can do, and that he should be in the top 6 because Barou has felt what Isagi can do. But there's no way for the World's 5 to feel that, or his goals don't show that, or Ego can't really see that, because you only really get a taste of it when you're on the receiving end. So as viewers, we know how incredible Isagi really is. Barou knows how incredible Isagi really is. Rin has seen it, Bashida has seen it, Nagi has seen it, but no one else can really see it unless you've been on the team with him, and Isagi has put you in the exact place that he needed you to be in order to get you to do this so he could do that or blah, blah, blah. You just can't see it from the outside. But what this really means is, in order for Isagi to get through this next selection and to just win Blue Lock overall, he just needs to increase his skills. He has to get his skills up because yes, it is awesome to be able to use everybody on the field as your sword. But the reason why Rin is number 1 is he can use other people as swords, but he is a sword himself, and Isagi has not been able to prove that yet. But once he gets to the point where he gets his skills up to the level of a Rin or Barou or whoever, he is going to be an absolute demon. And obviously we know that because he's the main character of the show, but this dude is going to be better than Rin, better than Sei, better than the dude we saw, the captain of the U20. He is going to be different. After that, my boy Nico pulls up and he explains that Isagi was the one who taught him that the lead spot isn't something that you're given or that you earn. It's something that has to be stolen. You need to steal it. And it's interesting when he said that, Isagi in his head went, someone who lets you be in the lead role. And he had a little flashback to Nagi, because Nagi lets Isagi be in the lead role because he knows what Isagi can do. He knows that he is Isagi's sword. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But then after that, Nico asked Isagi to leave the room because he said he doesn't want him to see his forehead. Yo, what the fuck does his forehead look like? Like, this dog got a bunch of acne? Is his forehead big? Like, why is he trying to hide his forehead from everyone? Realistically, Nico might be a better player if he took his damn hair out his eyes. Now we have debatably the most important conversation of the episode, and I didn't realize how important it was until I watched the episode back a second time. It's Isagi and Ryo's conversation with each other. Now, in this conversation, Isagi is basically telling Ryo that he wants to be able to showcase his abilities so that he's able to move on to the next selection. And he's scared that he could potentially be buried under all the star players and not get a chance to really show off what he can do. Now, what I didn't realize was every single time Isagi was talking about being buried and not being able to showcase, he was thinking about Rin. But when he was saying, I want the ability to show off what I can do and prove what I could do, he was thinking about Nagi, because Nagi lets Isagi take the lead and Rin doesn't. And same with Ryo. Ryo was saying he was scared to join Nagi's team because he didn't want Nagi to see how weak he is and kind of just be disgusted by him overall and move even further away to where Nagi wouldn't be able to reach him anymore. So he was saying, yo, I kind of don't want to choose that team because what happens if bro's like, bro, you suck, get the fuck away from me. But what I realized was when they picked their team, they both picked the option that was the most scary for them. Isagi picked Rin because he knows he is going to have to work so much harder to be able to make chemical reactions and do whatever he needs to do to synergize and assert his dominance over the other players on Rin's team like Rin and Shido. And Ryo picked Nagi because he's gonna have to boost his skills in order to prove to Nagi that he is a player worth playing with. And while we were looking at these teams, we also got to see some pretty interesting matchups. On Isagi's team, Igaguri is on there, which is cool if you're a listener of my podcast, because we've had many debates about Igaguri being absolutely trash. For some reason, my co-hosts think that Igaguri is about to pull up and be a savage goat, whatever. I think he's gonna be dog shit, but I guess we'll come back later and find out whether that's true or not. And we also got a brand new character on Isagi's team that we've never seen before, so we get to see a new guy play. On another team, we get to see Barou and Raichi are playing together, which is gonna be very interesting because they have similar personalities, so I'm excited to see how that goes. And then lastly, we see Ryo pick Nagi's team, which good choice for him. And then at the very end, we get a look at U20's captain, and this man looks ridiculous. I am terrified to see us play up against this dude. One, he got two different color eyes, which is already, anytime an anime character got different eyes, you know they're gonna be a savage. But then they also gave him the same bob cut that Bachira got with some green underneath, which is just giving him even more character. And on top of that, this is a U20 league. This man looked like he about 30 years old. Who the hell approved this? They are blatantly cheating. I already know this man about to be a demon, so I need our team to lock in because we got to get a dub. Oh, and in the final scene, we get a look of like Isagi turning up and he got his little green aura and all that. And I just wanted to say, I absolutely despise the fact that they made Isagi's aura green instead of blue. He looked so much fucking cooler when his aura was blue. One, it just fit his character and the theme of the show so much more. His eyes are blue. The show is called Blue Lock. It would just make so much more character if the main character had a blue aura. It looked cooler. And now that his aura is green, it looks like he fucking stinks, bro. Like when he's walking around with this green aura emanating off of him, all I can think is, damn, bro, he must be going hard in this game because he just looked like he straight up stinks. I just need to get it off my chest because that shit was pissing me off so much, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that noti bell so you can see my other videos this week and come back next week for the Blue Lock Season 2 Episode 2 review. Thank y'all. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.